You never know in your life what's going to strike a nerve. I was looking for something that challenged the brain as well as my heart, and I found it at Coast. I found really challenging technical management issues about leading a growing organization that I think had maybe 70, 85 staff at the time I started and over 800 staff when I finished. And then the heart was just working with the clients and helping them find a way and fed the soul. 35 years at Coast has been a real joy. Best days of my life through Coast has been opening a new door, like opening up a new facility. And I see a tenant come into their own suite. They're tearing up, we're cheering up, and they're talking about what it means to them. I remember talking to one of the fellows and asking him, what was the most important thing being in that place? And he said, I have a door. And then our community of staff and board members who were passionate and laser focused on our mission and purpose. And that's just been a joy to work with. And frankly, I've enjoyed working with colleagues in the field. We've done lots of partnerships. Some are kind of a bit wacky. Some worked, some didn't work as well. There's a lot of creative people in the housing, and they've had to be way more creative because the simple way of developing housing that was available in the early 90s, none of that's simple anymore. There's far more risk on the nonprofits, and it's a far more complicated space to work in. One of the things I've learned over the years in the field is that to really pursue your mission with passion, don't take no, be polite but focused in the work, and look at creative ways to get it done.
What sort of impact has Daryl had on Coast Mental Health? I believe it's more than just Coast Mental Health. 35 years ago, if you think of society, nobody wanted to talk about mental health. A part of his tireless advocacy was to bring those whispers into conversations, into mainstream. And by bringing them into mainstream, greater awareness by 3 levels of government, greater awareness by service providers, greater awareness by the community, and greater awareness by businesses as to the challenges of mental health and the fact that it touches virtually everybody. His legacy to Coast is that he's that innovator, he's that risk taker, he's that pioneer that was one of the first to realize that housing isn't enough. So what he did is he brought in an overarching model or philosophy where we're going to house the person, we're going to give them food security, we're going to give them care, and we're going to give them education and employment opportunities. And then with a range of facilities, we can start to, because one size doesn't fit all, we can place people better suited for the services of that location or that home versus another one. And I think that was his legacy. When Daryl wakes up in the morning, it's not about what he can do, it's about how many more people with complex mental health issues he can help.
Daryl's been a champion of people with mental illness his entire career, and because of it, he's been able to really change the way people see people with mental illness. He's humanized them. He's really helped reduce stigma. Well, Daryl is a true humanitarian in every sense of the word. What strikes me most about him is just the warmth he demonstrates to the clients and to his staff. His leadership style is very much inclusive and entrepreneurial, so the staff have the opportunity to invent things and learn from the clients what's really needed. I think Daryl deserves this recognition because there's probably not anyone in the field who has had a greater impact on developing what's really needed in the way of supports for people with a mental illness.
It's a real honor to be named the recipient of Denise LeBlond Award. And I'm also honored to be part of this kind of large cohort now, and all talented people, all making a difference in the field. And I was just honored to be part of that group.